If you are seeing this video right now, in this exact moment, do not scroll away. Something inside you already knows this is not random. You were pulled here by a quiet whisper you cannot explain, a knowing that sat in your chest before you even clicked play. But you are here, and that alone means everything. Chosen one, this message is for you. Type yes if this speaks to your spirit. There is a reason you are hearing this today, not yesterday, not someday in the future, but today, this exact moment. God does not waste your attention. The universe does not make accidents. Every moment you have spent feeling invisible, every tear you have swallowed in silence, every night you have lain awake wondering why your life feels different from everyone else's, none of it was meaningless. You were never ordinary. You were being prepared. While you thought you were failing, you were being forged. While you thought you were forgotten, heaven was positioning you for a moment so significant that every ounce of your preparation is needed. You have been chosen for this moment, not because you are perfect, not because you have figured it all out, but because your spirit is finally ready for the door that is about to open in front of you. A powerful person is about to walk into your life, and they are going to make you an offer that will shake everything you believe is possible for yourself. Before they arrive, God needs you to hear these words. This is your confirmation. You may have noticed something strange lately, a quiet shift in your spirit, a pull toward something you cannot name, a restlessness that comes from destiny, not boredom. You may have dreamt things too real to forget. You may have heard numbers appearing again and again, 1111, 777, 222, 333. You may have walked into rooms feeling like you were remembering something that had not yet happened. None of that was coincidence. That was divine instruction. That was your soul being summoned. That was heaven sending you signals that something is about to change. Type 777 if you trust God's timing in your life right now. Even in your hardest moments, even when you felt completely alone, you were never alone. Not for a single second. Not when the weight was unbearable. Not when the darkness felt like it would consume you. Not when you wondered if anyone in the universe cared that you were suffering. When you were crying in bathrooms at parties, trying to hide the tears so no one would see, there were angels standing guard. When you were lying awake at 3 a.m., wondering if your life would ever move again, wondering if you would ever experience joy, wondering if you had made a terrible mistake just by being born, heaven was awake too. When you felt like the only person who understood your own loneliness, like you were the only human being carrying this particular kind of ache, there was an entire realm working on your behalf. You were being shielded. There is a spiritual dimension that your physical eyes cannot perceive, a realm of divine intelligence that operates behind the curtain of ordinary life. A dimension filled with beings of pure light and power, with angels and advocates who are assigned to your life, whose sole purpose is to stand guard over your destiny. While you were walking through your darkest moments, these beings were creating a spiritual fortress around you. They were blocking attacks you will never know about. They were interceding for you in realms you cannot fathom. They were fighting battles on your behalf that would make your head spin if you could see them. There is a spiritual dimension that you cannot see with your eyes, a realm of divine intelligence, of angels and advocates standing guard over your life. While you walked through darkness, these beings were protecting you. While you thought you were failing, God was forging you into something magnificent. God has been preparing you in the unseen. Your pain was not punishment, it was protection, it was curation, it was God removing everything that did not belong in the chapter you are about to enter. He was clearing your circle so that when the powerful person arrives, they meet the real you, unencumbered, ready, prepared. Nothing about your life has been accidental, not the heartbreak, not the loneliness, not the seasons of waiting, not the nights of wondering. Every chapter was written by a God who loves you more than you know. All of it was preparation. All of it was shaping. All of it was leading you here. You have been misunderstood for most of your life. This is not an accusation against those around you. They did the best they could with their own level of understanding. but they did not understand you. And that has been one of the deepest pains of your existence, feeling seen by no one. You have felt things deeper than the people around you. While they were laughing at surface-level jokes, you were feeling the weight of things they did not even notice. While they were moving through life with ease and lightness, you were carrying a sensitivity that made every interaction, every emotion, every moment more intense, more real, more overwhelming. You have sensed energy before anyone spoke. You walked into rooms and felt the spiritual atmosphere before anyone said a word. You could read between the lines of conversations. You could perceive the hidden pain beneath someone's smile. You could sense the spiritual undercurrents that most people are completely blind to. And you thought this was a curse. You thought something was fundamentally wrong with you. You thought you needed to be fixed. You have cried at things others did not even notice. A song, a phrase, a moment, something would land in your heart, and suddenly you would be overwhelmed with tears. And people would look at you like you were being overly emotional, like you were having an inappropriate reaction to something trivial. But it was not trivial to you, because you perceive the sacred in the ordinary. You have been called too sensitive, too emotional, too quiet, too deep. Every one of those labels was meant to make you smaller. The world wanted to shrink you. The world wanted to reduce you. The world wanted to make you fit into boxes that were never designed for the shape of your soul. But what they called weakness, God was calling a gift. What they called excessive, heaven was calling essential. What they called strange, the universe was calling sacred. You were never broken. You were tuned to a frequency most people cannot hear. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It is an antenna that picks up signals from the spiritual realm. Your emotional depth is not excessive. It is a superpower. Your intuition is not something to suppress. It is a direct line to divine intelligence. The very things that made you feel like an outsider are the exact things that will make you powerful. That is why this message found you. That is why your spirit recognizes truth when it hears it. That is why you are the one. Chosen one, a powerful person is about to make you an offer. Someone significant. Someone whose life has been running parallel to yours, unknown to you, orchestrated by divine intelligence. Someone who has been prepared just as thoroughly as you have been prepared. Someone whose gifts and calling complement your own in a way that feels like destiny. And I need you to understand what that really means. This is not just about money, although financial abundance may arrive in ways that shock you. This is not just about fame, although doors may open that you never thought would open. And suddenly you will find yourself in rooms with people whose names you know. This is not just about one opportunity, although something significant is coming that will present itself as a turning point in your entire life. This is about a complete shift in your existence, a complete transformation of who you are and how you move through the world, a complete reorganization of your circumstances, your relationships, your opportunities, a complete reorientation toward your purpose. This is about the season of silent struggle finally meeting its reward. All those years you carried your dreams alone, all those times you worked without recognition, all those moments you believed in something that no one else could see, that is finally about to meet its harvest. This is about God sending a human vessel to deliver what your spirit has been crying out for. The provision, the validation, the platform, the partnership. Whatever your soul has been longing for, it is being sent to you in human form. This is about alignment. This is about your frequency matching an opportunity that has been in motion for a long time, waiting for you to reach the frequency where you could actually receive it. And when the offer arrives, you will feel it in your chest. There will be a physical response, a tightness, a recognition, a knowing that goes beyond your rational mind. You will not have to wonder if it is real. Your body will know before your mind catches up. Your spirit will recognize it instantly. There will be an undeniable resonance that moves through you, a recognition that says, yes, this is it. This is what I have been waiting for. But there is something you must do first. You must release the old version of yourself. That wounded self was necessary to survive, but it was never meant to stay. A new season requires a new you. You cannot step into the offer carrying the weight of every person who broke your trust, every dream that died, every door that closed in your face. Those experiences shaped you, they refined you, they made you who you are. But you must not let them define you. You must not let old pain convince you that the new season will hurt the same way. You must not let past betrayal make you suspicious of new people. You must not let old wounds prevent you from opening your heart to what is coming. You must walk in lighter, freer, clean, ready to receive, ready to trust, ready to say yes before all of your fear has disappeared, ready to step into something that requires more courage than you have ever accessed before. Type Amen if you feel chosen in this moment. You may have noticed that lately certain people have been released from your life, not because you wanted it, but relationships that felt like forever have quietly loosened. Friends who felt close now feel distant. Family members have begun to drift. Connections that were supposed to be permanent have become conditional. That was not loss. That was God making room. He was removing every voice, every presence, every distraction that would try to talk you out of the blessing coming toward you. He was clearing your circle so that when the powerful person arrives, you are not surrounded by people who do not believe in your vision. He was preparing a clean space for you to receive. Nothing about your life has been accidental. Not the heartbreak, not the loneliness, not the years you spent feeling like you were waiting for permission to exist fully. Every season was strategic. Every delay was divine. Every no was redirection toward a greater yes that is now standing at the edge of your future. Chosen one, the offer that is coming will require courage. Not the kind you can fake, but the kind that only comes from deep faith. The kind that says, I trust God more than I trust my fear. It will require you to say yes before all of your fear has disappeared. You are waiting for fear to vanish before you move forward. But faith does not work that way. Faith is moving forward while you are terrified. Faith is saying yes while doubt is screaming that you are making a mistake. It will require you to trust a vision you cannot yet fully see. You want to see the entire path. You want guarantees. But God works with faith, not guarantees. God asks you to see one step ahead and trust that the next step will be revealed when you need it. It will require you to walk away from the safety of what you have known, even if what you have known has been slowly killing your spirit. That job, that relationship, that situation. Whatever has been comfortable but suffocating, familiar but soul-crushing, you may have to release it. And releasing something familiar, even if unhealthy, takes tremendous courage. This is your moment of divine risk. This is where your faith meets your future. This is where the version of you that has believed in silence finally steps into your belief with action. This is where your quiet conviction that you are meant for more finally manifests in the physical world. There is a reason you are hearing this today. The timing of this message is not random. You are standing at the exact threshold of readiness. Your spirit has matured, your heart has softened, your faith has strengthened. Type 1111 to affirm this message in your spirit right now. You have been under spiritual attack. I know you have felt it, not in a paranoid way, not in a way that makes you feel crazy, but in a real, tangible way that you cannot quite explain to other people. That strange heaviness that descends for no logical reason. A weight that sits on your chest when everything in your life is actually fine. A pressure that wraps around your mind and makes it hard to think clearly. The dreams that leave you anxious. The ones where you are being chased or losing something precious or failing at something important. Dreams so vivid and disturbing that you wake up in a panic, your heart racing, covered in sweat. Dreams that take hours to shake off. The thoughts that try to convince you that you are not good enough, not chosen enough, not ready enough. Thoughts that whisper, "Who do you think you are? You do not have what it takes. You should give up now before you embarrass yourself. Those are not your thoughts. Your authentic thoughts are not filled with contempt for yourself. Your real voice does not constantly criticize you. Those voices belong to another realm. That is the enemy. That is fear trying to talk you out of your destiny before your destiny arrives. That is darkness sensing that light is about to break through and screaming as loud as it can to stop you. The attacks are intensifying because something powerful is near. When the enemy senses that you are about to step into your purpose, he escalates his attacks. He gets more aggressive. He brings out his heavy artillery because he knows that once you fully activate, you become a threat to his kingdom. You have been feeling it physically in your body, tight chest for no reason. You cannot explain why you feel constricted when nothing in your circumstances has changed. Fatigue that sleep does not fix. You could sleep for 12 hours and still wake up exhausted. Sudden waves of emotion that come out of nowhere, crying without knowing why. Rage at small things, anxiety about things you have already resolved. Those are not symptoms of weakness. Those are symptoms of transformation. Your spirit is shedding an old skin. Your body is catching up to the shift your soul has already made. You are becoming someone new while standing in the old life. The cocoon is breaking apart. The metamorphosis is happening. That is uncomfortable. It is disorienting. It is hard, but it is holy. It is sacred. It is the gateway between who you were and who you are becoming. Darkness always screams loudest when light is about to break through. You were never meant to live a small life, a life of quiet desperation, a life of unfulfilled dreams and buried potential, a life where you go to bed each night knowing that you left something on the table, a life where you silently resent the people around you because they do not understand the magnitude of what you are capable of, a life where you watch other people step into their power while you remain hidden. That was never the plan for you. The dreams you have carried in silence, the ones you have not spoken aloud because you were afraid people would laugh, afraid they would judge you, afraid they would convince you that you were being unrealistic. Those dreams are sacred. They are not delusions. They are not pipe dreams. They are not foolish fantasies that you should have released years ago. Those dreams are seeds. God planted them in you before you were born. He put them in your DNA. He encoded them into your very essence. They have been growing inside you your whole life, even when you tried to kill them, even when you tried to convince yourself that you were being silly for believing in them. They have roots, they have life. They are waiting for the right season to break through the soil and become visible. And the powerful person coming into your life is going to see those seeds. They have the eyes to perceive what others have been blind to. They have the spiritual maturity to recognize gifts that the ordinary world overlooks. They are going to see what you have been too afraid to show the world. They are going to recognize the potential inside you, the calling that you have been hiding. They are going to offer you a path where those seeds can finally grow. A path where your purpose can finally breathe. A path where your sensitivity is finally seen as a superpower instead of a weakness. A path where your depth is finally understood instead of mocked. A path where your vision is finally validated instead of dismissed. This path does not look like anything you expected. It is better. It is bigger. It is more aligned with who you really are than anything you could have created for yourself. Type yes if you feel this confirmation in your chest. What? Even in your hardest moments, even when you felt unseen, unfunded, unsupported, you kept going, you kept praying, you kept believing, you kept whispering to the universe that you were still here, still waiting, still trusting. That faith did not go unnoticed. That quiet resilience moved something in the spiritual realm. That is why this offer is appearing now, because God saw that you would not give up. He waited until he found someone strong enough to carry what he wanted to give you. You may have noticed that certain prayers of yours are suddenly being answered in unexpected ways. Old prayers are resurfacing. Things you thought you had let go of are showing up again with new clarity, new possibility, new life. That is not coincidence. That is God telling you that what you planted in tears, you are about to reap in joy. The harvest has begun. The powerful person is arriving as the carrier of that harvest. Chosen one, brace yourself. This offer is not just about what you will receive, it is about who you will become. It is about stepping into a role that scared the old version of you, but excites the new version. It is about walking into rooms where your voice matters, rooms where people listen when you speak, rooms where your ideas land, rooms where your perspective is valued, rooms where you are desired because of what you bring to the table. It is about being matched with people who recognize what God placed inside you long ago. People who do not have to be convinced of your worth, people who see it immediately, people who want to invest in you because they recognize your potential. You may have noticed certain people drawn to you in new ways. People are asking for your advice. People want to spend time with you. People are responding to something different about your energy, something new that has emerged from your spiritual preparation. Even in your hardest moments, you never fully gave up on yourself. That is why this moment exists for you. That is what makes you different. Most people quit in the dark, but you kept believing in the dark. That is why you are being rewarded in the light. The powerful person does not just see what you have done. They see what you have survived. They see the fire in your eyes that only comes from walking through flames and refusing to be consumed. And they want to invest in someone who survived it with faith still intact. Type 222 if you are ready for breakthrough right now. The timing of this message is not accidental. You are now ready. Your spirit has matured. Your heart has softened. Your faith has strengthened. You are standing at the exact threshold where the old life ends and the new one begins. You may have noticed that things that used to bother you no longer bother you as much. People who used to upset you now roll off your back. Situations that used to trigger you now just teach you something. Criticism that used to sting now barely registers. That is not numbness, that is wisdom. That is your soul shedding things that no longer fit. The powerful person arriving is not going to offer you a path back to who you were. They are going to offer you a path forward into who you are becoming. And for the first time, that future will not feel heavy. It will feel aligned. It will feel right. It will feel like the answer to a prayer you forgot you were still praying. This is your confirmation, chosen one. Type Amen if you know this is true in your spirit. Nothing about your life has been accidental. Not the people who stayed and held your hand through the darkness. Not the people who left and taught you how to stand alone. Not the seasons of waiting when nothing seemed to be moving. Not the nights of wondering when you questioned everything you believed. Not the moments when you felt crazy for believing something bigger was coming, when the world told you to be realistic and you refused. Every single thing that has happened to you has been part of a larger design. All of it was preparation. All of it was shaping your spirit into the exact form that can receive what is coming. All of it was God writing the script that is now being spoken into reality. Every chapter, every scene, every moment of pain, and every moment of grace. It was all necessary. It was all written by a God who knew exactly what you would need to become to step into your destiny. The powerful person making you this offer could arrive in many forms. It could be a phone call you almost ignored, a message from someone whose name you have not thought about in months, a stranger sitting next to you in a quiet moment. Someone who has been quietly watching you for a long time, waiting for the right moment to extend their hand. Whoever it is, you will feel it. You will sense something familiar in them, almost as if you have known them before. That is because your spirits have been aligned for a long time. God simply waited until your timing was right. When the offer comes, do not let fear shrink you. Do not let your old doubts whisper that you are not worthy. Do not let old insecurities tell you that you do not deserve this. Do not let the voice of the past convince you that opportunity is for other people. This moment is for you. This offer is for you. This shift is for you. You have been chosen because you are ready to receive something that most people would run away from because it asks too much of their faith. You have the faith. That is why you are reading these words. That is why this message found you. That is why your spirit is responding. Even in your hardest moments, the unseen hand of God has been steady. When you felt lost, He was guiding you. When you felt broke, He was rebuilding you. When you felt invisible, He was making you visible to the exact person who needed to find you. He was not ignoring your tears. He was collecting them. Every tear, every cry, every moment of pain. He was collecting them and transforming them into the soil in which your blessing is going to grow. You may have noticed strange synchronicities lately. Songs that speak directly to your situation. Conversations overheard at the right moment. Numbers repeating. Names reappearing. That is the universe conspiring in your favor. Behind the scenes, forces older than logic are lining up the moment of your breakthrough. The powerful person is not just coming, they have already been set in motion. The only thing left is for you to say yes when they arrive. Type yes. One more time if your spirit is saying yes right now. This offer is going to test your identity. It is going to ask you to become someone you have never been before. It is going to stretch you in ways you cannot anticipate. It is going to challenge every version of yourself that was built to survive circumstances you will no longer be in. But it will also introduce you to a version of yourself that was always hiding underneath. The one with vision, the one with authority, the one with clarity, the one with purpose. That version has been waiting. That version has been held in reserve. That version has been protected for exactly this moment. That version of yourself is about to meet the world. The powerful person arriving is going to give you permission to be that version fully and without apology. They are going to see that version and celebrate it. They are going to invest in it. They are going to help it flourish. You were never ordinary. Even when the world made you feel small, even when your dreams felt too big for your circumstances, even when you compared yourself to people who seemed further along, even then, you were never ordinary. Their path is not your path. Their timing is not your timing. Their story is not your story. You were being written on a different timeline by a different author for a different purpose. And that purpose is about to activate. You may have noticed that your prayers have started to feel different, that they come from a deeper, calmer place, that you are no longer begging but listening, that you are no longer praying out of fear but praying out of readiness and expectation. That is because your faith has matured. God is answering that cry with an offer that will change the shape of your life. This is your confirmation. Even in your hardest moments, you carried a light that most people cannot carry. You carried weight you were never meant to carry alone, yet you carried it. You held on when others would have quit. You believed when there was no visible evidence to believe in. That perseverance has made you eligible for what is coming. The powerful person is going to recognize that light the moment they meet you. They are going to be drawn to it. They are going to want to protect it. They are going to want to help it shine even brighter. Nothing about your life has been accidental. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not failing. You are arriving. The slow season is over. The silent season is ending. The harvest is here. And the powerful person walking toward you is not just carrying an offer. They are carrying proof that God has been listening all along. Every whispered prayer was received. Every late-night cry was recorded. Every act of faith was noticed. Type 777 if you feel God's timing aligning in your life. You may have noticed that opportunities have started to feel less forced, that conversations flow naturally, that doors that used to be locked now open without resistance, that the right people keep showing up at the right time, that circumstances align in ways that feel miraculous. That is not luck. That is alignment. That is the spiritual positioning God has been engineering for you behind the curtain, and the powerful person is part of that positioning. When they arrive, Do not shrink. Do not apologize for who you are. Do not water down your vision. Do not make yourself smaller. Let them see the full version of you. Let them hear the dreams you have been too afraid to say out loud. Let them witness the fire you have been protecting in silence. That fire is exactly what they have been looking for. That is exactly why they are coming. This is not random. Type Amen if you know this message was meant for you. Chosen one, you are being promoted, not by a company, not by a system, by God, by destiny, by the quiet spiritual architecture that has been working on your life since before you understood any of it. The powerful person is simply the messenger. The shift is from heaven. You have felt alone, but you were never alone. There was an entire realm of angels and divine strategists working on your behalf. They were rewriting people. They were blocking harm. They were softening hardness. They were opening quiet doors. They were preparing the exact moment you are standing in right now. The offer is not coming because you got lucky. It is coming because heaven has been fighting for you. It is coming because God loved you too much to let you remain unseen. It is coming because your faith was so strong that heaven had no choice but to reward it. You may have noticed something shifting in your energy. People are responding to you differently. Your presence carries more weight. Your words land differently. That is because you are beginning to step into who you were always meant to be. Even in your hardest moments, your spirit never gave up. That is why you are being rewarded in the light. The powerful person does not just see what you have done. They see what you have survived. They see the strength it took to keep going. They see the faith it took to never quit. And they want to invest in someone who survived it with faith still intact. Type 1111 to anchor this message into your destiny. You were never ordinary. Even when the world convinced you otherwise, even when people said your dreams were too big, even when you felt foolish for hoping, you were right. The dream was the seed, the hope was the soil, the weight was the watering, the faith was the sunlight, and the powerful person is the final element needed to make it all bloom. This is your confirmation, chosen one, the confirmation that everything was real, the confirmation that you were not imagining things, the confirmation that your faith was not in vain, the confirmation that your persistence was noticed, the confirmation that you are worthy, the confirmation that you are chosen. Type yes if you are saying yes to your destiny tonight. Say yes and watch what happens. Say yes and feel the shift. Say yes and open the door to everything you have been waiting for. The offer is near, closer than you know. The powerful person is already in motion. They are moving toward you even as you read these words. They are being guided by divine intelligence. Every step they take is orchestrated. Every decision they make is pushing them closer to you. They do not know why they feel compelled to do certain things, but the hand of God is behind every choice they make. Heaven is already cheering. The angels are celebrating. The spirits of your ancestors are watching. An entire realm is leaning forward in anticipation of the moment when you finally step into what you were always meant to be. The joy in heaven is palpable. The excitement is electric. The shift is already approved. It is done. It is finished. God has already spoken it into reality in the spiritual realm. What remains is for it to manifest in the physical realm. All that remains is for you to walk through the door when it opens. The door is already opening. Can you feel it? Can you sense the shift? Can you perceive the way things are starting to move in your favor? And walk through it you will, because you are not the person you were when this journey began. That version of you could not have carried what is coming. That version of you was still too attached to the old. That version of you was still too afraid. That version of you had not yet been refined enough. But you are the person this moment was always waiting for. You have been prepared. You have been shaped. You have been tested and found worthy. You have walked through fire and emerged stronger. You have carried your cross and learned how to surrender. You have learned how to trust. You have learned how to believe. You are the one. There is no one else. This is not someone else's moment. This is not for someone who seems more qualified or more prepared or more deserving. This is for you. This specific assignment was made for your unique gifts. This opportunity was crafted for your specific calling. This door was built at the exact width and height of your destiny. This is your time. The season of waiting is ending. The season of obscurity is ending. The season of struggling in silence is ending. Your time has come. Your moment has arrived. Your breakthrough is here. Welcome home to your destiny, chosen one. Welcome to the life you were always meant to live. Welcome to the version of yourself that you were always meant to become. Welcome to your power. Welcome to your purpose. Welcome home.